Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another episode for Raid Shadow Legends. I'm going to carry on with wasting my energy and trying to level up some more champions. This time around though, now that I have two Death Hounds, I like to call them Death Puppies, I'm going to try and get these guys leveled up. I've got three, I think I said two, but I've got three of these guys. These will be my main I suppose focus for the time being. I'm going to get two of them to level 50 and then one to level 60. Test them out in the arena, see what they do. If they do a good job, I will level up the other ones. The idea is to build a troll team for the arena, just for giggles really. These guys are quite broken. If you don't know why, go back to my previous video. You'll see what I mean by broken. They have a very interesting skill set. So their A1 ignores shield and ignores block damage, which is really cool, and also ignores defense. Like, not a percentage, just ignores defense. That's insane. And this is on a common champion. Now, for a common champion, it also has two skills. On the second skill, it applies a 5% poison. Not a chance of applying a 5% poison. It applies it for 2 turns, and it can be brought down to a 2-turn cooldown, which isn't bad, really. I mean, bear in mind, this is a common champion. So, that's what I'm looking at. I think they potentially have some uses. Now, obviously, with them being common champions, as I said in my previous video, but if you haven't watched it, there are several drawbacks with regards to this. That means you cannot ascend them, and if you cannot ascend them to a 6-star, that means you don't have access to the necklace and to the banner for these creatures. You can't put a ring on them, but that's about it. Also, by not being able to ascend them, that also means you lose out on stats that you gain otherwise from ascension. So they do lose out a bit. They potentially might be a bit squishy, but if I can get these guys to be glass cannons, say, let's say, I don't know, 30,000 damage in one attack. Bearing in mind that they will ignore defense, that's going to mean a lot. If I pair 3 of these guys with Valkyrie, which will put up a massive shield on them, even though they may initially be squishy, they should stand a chance, I would have thought. Plus the counterattack from Valkyrie, that means they get 2 goes. Again, you know, if they didn't finish off a champion, they'll finish it off on a second run, because they ignore all these things. So I think they have a really good use. Obviously that remains to be determined. So the plan I'm sticking to is get 1 to 60, test that out, see what it can do. If I think it's worth investing time in the other 2, I will do so. If not, I will just use them as chickens. So that's the plan. It's probably a waste of time, who knows, but I think there's a bit of fun to be had with these guys, in that if you place Valkyrie in 3 of these wonderful puppies, death puppies, in the arena, a lot of people would most likely, I would say, underestimate them and go for it. So that does give you arena points and actually pushes you up. So that's the way I look at it. I think there's a bit of a chance for a troll there. So I'm going to go with a multi-battle. So also I'm going to talk about my kind of thought for this weekend. I'm thinking of, so I've already released a Conan Exiles video, but I still want to carry on with the castle build, and I will do that. I think that's what I'm going to do for this weekend. I'm going to see how far I can get with that. Once I set up the castle, I think I am a very long way from actually finishing that castle anyways, but once I finish with the build, or at the same time as with the build, I thought of doing like a building guide for Conan Exiles to show you guys how to build towers and how to build different structures. You see, I've never actually spent, personally speaking, I've never spent time trying to see what shapes I can create with the different foundation pieces until I started building or rebuilding my base. Now this time around, I do want to try and spend some time carefully thinking about what I can do with those different foundation pieces. So obviously, once I come up with something, I will make a guide just specifically on how to build that, and that's gonna be rolling out. Now, I think that something like that could potentially be useful for those that want to use some creativity. I'm going to spend, like I said, some time trying to play around with them, see what you can do with them. I have, on that note, a very interesting design for what I'm going to call, for lack of better terms, the Colosseum. Now, see, up until now, I myself have spent a lot of time just building square bases, but I think like one thing that I've severely underestimated with regards to building in Conan Exiles is all the amazing shapes for bases that you could potentially build. It's got a lot of diversity in terms of what you can do with all those building pieces. So I kind of want to help people and give them ideas and stuff like that. So that's something I might be looking at as a series or mini series. I think another thing I might want to look at is stuff like armor sets, and kind of do a list of good armor sets, a list of good weapons, and stuff like that. Can't really do much with thralls nowadays, and thralls and pets. That includes pets, simply because of how they level up, and it's quite random the way they level up. So yeah, that's something I'm looking at. I am also, like, on another different topic, I am coming to a point with Ark where I am getting close to almost covering every single creature on Ark with regards to the taming guide. I am not quite finished with Ragnarok. There are a few more creatures that I need to showcase, so I'll kind of get on with that. After which I will then move on to Scorched Earth. So I'll take Scorched Earth first, and we'll cover the creatures from Scorched Earth and stuff like that. I think there are several specific creatures. So I've done the Golem, so that's kind of solves that problem. But then there's the Thorny Lizard, the like the I can't remember what it's called now. The creature that has water in it. It starts with, I think it starts with an M. Anyways, you know what I mean. For those that watch my Ark videos. And one creature that I'm looking forward to is, of course, the Phoenix, that I want to make a guide for. But I want to kind of try and keep some structure with how I roll them out, so I can keep track of what I've done guides for. There's that many creatures to tame in the game that it's difficult to try and remember them all. So if I work on it in a systematic way, I can then kind of keep track of what I've already made a video for, and then I'll move on to Extinction and all the other DLCs that have come out that have brought out new creatures. I will recover the Snow Owl, the Managarmr, and all that stuff. So that's kind of like where I'm looking at. That kind of gives me content to make for the foreseeable future. When I run out of guides with regards to Ark, I don't know, I might look at doing some other types of video. I might potentially swap, instead of making 2 Ark videos, I might make 2 Conan Exiles videos and 1 Ark video. So I'll play around with that. So I don't know, we'll see. I mean, I'm still a ways from getting to that point. Okay, right, we have one of these little puppies that's been leveled up. So we need to take him out. Let's see if I can actually get him to a 4-star. Do I have what to feed him? So he's the candidate. So Apothecary, Aethel are options, but I kind of want to save those for something else. If I'm honest, I would like to not waste them, because I think they could go on other champions. Don't forget, I still need to build a clan boss team. So, must not forget about that. Must not lose track of that. Champion training event. Okay, okay. So we have a red dot there. Means I got another something else out of it. 6 days to go on that, and there's the other one that has 1 week to go on it. Okay. And then the summon rush, which is gonna come to an end fairly soon. I'm not gonna waste my shards on that. I mean, I didn't do it during the 10 times event. Definitely not gonna be doing it now. So I'm looking at my energy, trying to size up what I'm gonna do. I do need to kind of try and spread it out. So we'll take this guy out. I want to level up some other champions, maybe get some 3-star champions. I don't want to use the rare ones, simply because they're rare, really, and they've already got 3 stars, so I don't have to take uncommon champions and get them up to 3 stars. So that's simply because of that. So 5 levels on the second Death Hound to go. Okay, I'm gonna sell this artifact, and half of me wants to use the auto system, but then I worry about spending or blowing too much energy on this, because you see they level up quite quick at this point in time. I do have the battle pass bonuses, so I don't want to waste too much. Okay, cool. I'll probably do them manually. I'm gonna keep this as a fairly short video because this is what I'm gonna be doing for most of it anyways. I'm gonna look at leveling up champions, both the Death Hounds, as well as other champions that I want to use as chickens. I'm gonna try and work. I'm not good at multitasking, right? This is one of the things. I'm really horrible at multitasking, in the sense of trying to do two or keep track of 2 things. So I do tend to just focus on one thing at a time. It does work better for me, but this time around I'm trying my best to keep track of my aim with the Death Hounds as well as the clan boss team, and so I don't want to get sidetracked. And I think the other thing I need to really keep an eye out going forward is on the Justicar fusion. Not that I want him, but it is a requirement for the missions. So I'll probably have to remember not to feed those champions needed for the fusion. Very important right here, because I'm sure I fed so many of them as chickens and stuff. Yeah, it's not even funny. But I do want to get that done because I think it backlogs it. So once I get the Justicar fusion done and out of the way, then I should be okay with it. Don't have to worry. I think that's the last thing that the missions requires of me from the stage that I'm at. So I might as well just get that done. It does backlog it as far as I know, and then I don't have to waste time with it. Might as well. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. I mean, just, yeah, having a level 60 common champion, that's, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still can't believe that these champions have that thing, and I only discovered it, in all fairness, due to Darth Microtransactions video, and I thought I can play around with this. Now I think he uses 1 in his video, but I want to see if 3 of them control. I definitely want to do that if I can. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be for fun, really. And I'm going to keep a hold of them regardless to see. I mean, if it works and they're not broken and they work really good, even if I won't constantly use them in the arena, I'll still keep them around simply for... I mean, I'm doing alright with managing my inventory at this point in time. I've kind of cleared out a lot of stuff that I was keeping. Unfortunately, that means I've cleared out a lot of rares, so when it comes to fusing champions in the future, I don't really have very many options. Unless it requires epic champions that I already have. Other than that, I don't have chances for fusions. But that's fine. It feels a lot cleaner in my inventory, and I like that. Now, We'll put you in. So that means I should have a total of 2 champions, I think. That obviously when I finish this picker, I should have 2 champions at level 20. Unless I've miscounted. See, one thing that I don't really like about the way the roster's shown at the restart of the stage or champion selection screen is it's all muddled up, so it's so difficult to keep track of what champion is where. It's just all so jumbled up. I don't know. I find it very confusing. Okay. So both Death Hounds are not far from being fully leveled up. I will run a test with the level 50 Death Hound in the arena just to see what he can do. I don't think he's going to be doing that much damage. I'm going to place gear on them as well. So the money that I'm making now off of these runs, and as you can see, the level 50 Death Hound has got something on him. It's just not been leveled up, so he's not getting any or very much bonus from it. So I'm saving up the money. I'm going to bring him up to level 12, although 16 would be good. And like I said in my previous video, I've got stuff that even if the Death Hound is not usable, the gear itself is. I just never found a place to use it or spot to use it for. I do tend to go for sets as much as possible. I'll try and push sets as much as I can just for that added value and bonus. Okay. Trying to look at the numbers. Sometimes it's so difficult to read the numbers when they're fighting. So, Death Hound number 2, nearly ready to be taken out. Death Hound number 1. Okay, so this guy is they're getting close to it. So I don't want to rush too much and end up pushing them in another run once they've been fully leveled up. I do tend to do that quite often, and I just think it's a waste of energy. Okay, get rid of this. So I'm being careful here. I'm trying to not waste. I mean, it's only 8 energy, but it still means a run that's been wasted. Or partially wasted. Not fully wasted, but a waste is a waste. Right, coolio. Let's edit team right here. Both the Death Hound and the Picker have been maxed out. Put that guy in. Oh, I made a mistake. I rushed it. Darn. So the mistake I said not to do, I did. Oops. Oh, that's so annoying now. Yeah. I nearly clicked replay again. Geesh. That was such a bad mistake. Yeah, okay. Could have been worse, I guess. See, I knew I shouldn't. Oh, okay, hold on. Let's get the Incubus moved out. Alright. There we go. He's ready to go. Double checking stars. Another thing I tend to do quite often is, like, I'll have a champion that I've brought up to a 5-star or 4-star, you know, let's say a uncommon or rare champion. Right, so that means I should be able to have 50 levels on it. But my mind, and although I know I did that, my mind doesn't keep up with me, and when it gets to level 40, I'm like, oh, okay, this guy's fully leveled up, take him out, put another one in. Although there's still another 10 levels to go on that champion. I find myself doing that quite a few times. So once my final Death Hound has reached level 40, I will call that a day. As far as the video goes, I will continue grinding, of course, off camera, and I'll end the video there. I'm kind of looking at a timer and stuff, And so I'm trying to keep it to like a 20-minute video, 25, 30 at the most. 30 being a very long video. So obviously I don't want to get to 30. And so I really want to keep my videos around 20 minutes. Oh, this is going to take a while. Now the question is, do I have enough energy to actually get this Death Hound up to 50? How many more runs will it take? That's the real question. I think I also have, again, I don't know what I've leveled up. I mean, it's just kind of like the grind to level up champions in the game. Sometimes I find a bit mind-numbing. It's just a repeat of the same thing over and over again. And I tend to lose track of what I've leveled up and what I need to level up. And as a separate thing, I cannot help but wonder what next event with regards to the shards there will be. If it's going to be a 2 times ancient or 2 times sacred shard event. I'm tempted to set out the sacred event if that is what is next. If it's an ancient shard event, I will most likely go for it. Or I may go for the ancient, but not as hard as I have in the past. But with that being said, I think the Death Hound is pretty close to being fully leveled up. So with that being said and done, I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to try and stick to the 20-minute time limit that I've set up. And I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please don't forget to support me on the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel. Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.